Hello, I am Haley from the Stirling-Rawdon Public Library, and today I'm going to show you how to paint this little dandelion painting. And if you were able to get one of our take and make virtual paint kits, the supplies that are included are this small painting here, some paint, paper plate, a straw with some tape on it, a small cardboard tube, and a piece of cardstock. And what's not included that you will need is a pair of scissors, a cup with some water in it. Alright, so let's get started. So in your kits, you will have a small painting. If you weren't able to get a kit, that's okay. You just need a small canvas. I have run out of canvases, so I'm going to just use a piece of cardboard that's about the same size. So the first thing you need to do is take your paint out of your little baggie here, and we're going to paint the background black. So take your baggie, and we're just going to snip off a corner of the bag here and squirt the paint directly onto the canvas. And then you just want to paint your entire background of your canvas black and let it dry. Alright, so once you've got your background painted black, you want to make sure that you get the edges too. And while you're waiting for that to dry, you can prep your cardboard tube here so that we're going to kind of use this like a stamp to create the dandelion flowers. And this was just the center of a wrapping paper roll that I just cut down to put into each kit. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to cut the end of it here into little strips like this. And depending on how far up you cut, will change the size of your flower. So you want to do it about 3 or 4 centimeters, and then just do little strips all the way around your tube until you get them all done. And then you want to gently press them back so that it creates like this flared out thing here. And what we want to do is create different sizes. So we're kind of stuck with the size of the tube here, and that is what your cardstock is for, is to create smaller sized dandelion flowers. So take your cardstock and just cut a strip off it here, and we're going to then need the tape that is on your straw here, and just take a bit, just loosen the corner there, and take your cardstock and roll it into a circle. So you want it to be smaller than this. So you want to make sure that your circle is smaller, so you probably don't need the whole width of the cardstock. You can make different sizes if you like with what you have, but I'm just going to make 3. So we're going to say that's about that. And you don't want it to overlap too much, because then when you cut your pieces, you're going to have a bit of an overlap. So you want to create a circle with your cardstock, and you take some tape, peel it off here, and then just tape it. We're also going to be using the straw to make smaller dandelions with as well. So we've got that. And then again, you just want to, let's see here, is that smaller? That's a little bit smaller. So a slightly smaller size there. And you just want to cut up maybe 3 centimeters, and just cut them in little strips. Maybe, what is that, like 1/8 of an inch or smaller. Not so small that you're going to cut them off accidentally, because the smaller they are, the more fragile they are. So you just go all the way around and then gently flare them out. And you're going to do the same thing with your straw. So you need a pair of scissors that are small enough that will get inside your straw here. And you just cut up it, again, all the way around here, little strips. And that will be the center of your dandelion. And then hopefully by the time you get this all prepped, your background will have dried and we can go on to the next step. And then with this, you want to carefully bend them back all the way around so that they go out like that. And you want to make sure that they're going to stay flared when you stamp them in the paint. So they have to be bent back pretty far, like so. Now that you've got your cardboard tubes ready to go, of different sizes, now we can get to painting the dandelions. So the next thing you need is your white paint. And once again, we're just going to push some of that paint away and snip the corner off of that. And you're going to need your paper plate here. And you're just going to squeeze some of this paint into a circle that's approximately the same size as your cardboard tube here. And then we're just going to put that aside for now. So then you take your paper, your cardboard here, and you're just going to want to stamp it kind of like this, so you get paint on all of the bristles, and then use this like a stamp on your canvas. And then we're going to just kind of create some dandelions here. You just stamp it and kind of turn it, and then if you feel like you need some more paint on it, you just go ahead and do that again until you like how it looks. So there's the outside of our dandelion. And then I'm going to take some of the other ones that I've prepared and make kind of some smaller dandelions around my canvas. So let's do a smaller one kind of here. And maybe here. And then let's do a smaller one. Just in the corner here. And one here. And you just want to stamp it and kind of turn it, and so you get like your circle. Alright, so then you're going to want to let that dry, and then the next step is to go on to another color of paint. So the next color we're going to go with is the blue. So we take and we're going to squeeze out some of the paint once again in a circle. And this one is going to be in the middle of each one. So you want to take your smaller circles here and do the centers just a little bit. And it's okay if you mix it with some of the white, so if you want to tone down that color. And we need the smaller one here. And there's the centers of our smaller ones. Alright, so we've got some blue, and you can go back and as well and add some more white over top of that if you don't like so much of the blue. And as well as your bigger one, maybe we'll try this one. And so you just keep going with that until you like the way it looks. You should also have a toothpick in your kit, or you can use the end of your paintbrush and kind of make some lines and bring the lines into the center so that it looks more like the dandelion bristles or whatever you want to call them. And you're going to let that dry, and then we can also add some of the pink. You might have various shades of pink or purple, and once you just do the same thing, and you can just kind of mix it all together, and then it'll give you various shades here. And we're going to want to use one of the smaller ones. And you can stamp off some of that so you don't get quite so much there. This one I'm definitely going to want to let it dry, maybe do some white on the top, so again, so that I can have some of that white on the edges more that I've kind of covered up here. This is too big on that one, so we're going to want to use the smaller ones here and do kind of the centers. And you can also use the ends of your cardboard here and use some of the white, and that will create a circle that you can put around the center, so that kind of gives you your center of your dandelion here, like so. You can see that in this one here, in the centers there. And you just kind of keep going until you like the way it looks, letting it dry. And then the last step would be to give it a stem. And you just take your brush and you kind of mix all of the colors together here, and then just kind of create, like, let's see, there's a stem that's going to go this way here, just lightly, and then this one's going to go here and come down over here. And then this stem's going to go this way, and this one's going to come here, and that one doesn't need it. And then, yeah, that's all there is to it. If you want to add little bits of dandelions that are maybe flying away, you can just kind of do that in the background there. You can just add some more white on top. You just play with it until you kind of like how it turns out. And the best thing about paint is if you don't like the way it turns out, just paint over it, start over. And that's really all there is to it. You might want to take some of this in here and just play around with it until you are happy with it. And there you go. I'm definitely going to have to go back and do some of this because I'm not happy with how that has turned out. But yeah, you just keep, see, I don't know if you can tell here, but once it dried, I added some more white on top. So the blue and the pink and purple are just kind of more accent colors. And that's all there is to it. Thanks. Bye.